Yeah, they're saying this is the comedy of the decade. Like, it's full of dumb jokes and visual gags and, like the amount of coffee they're being handed. Thank you. And welcome back to the No Bad Seats podcast by Regent Cinemas with myself, Luke Mack, and
Sam from Bratface Media.
How you going today, Sam?
I'm great, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm very excited because we got to see this movie early.
We did.
And it was a fun experience. It was amazing. And there's nothing better than when you go to see a film like this and you get to have a special experience like this and then it delivers. You know what I mean?
100%, yes. Yeah. Once you get that like gratification of like, the movie was great, also, you're just like, oh, even better.
Exactly right. So we are talking about The Naked Gun this week, and it's one that I don't know about you, but I've been looking forward to for a while. So I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm super into comedy. And one of the podcasts that I listen to is the Lonely Island podcast. And, Akiva Schaffer, one of the members of the Lonely Island, has been sort of in and out of the episodes for a while because he's been off doing The Naked Gun. And I knew The Naked Gun was coming, and I knew about the franchise, and I'd seen it before. But when I found out Akiva Schaffer was writing and directing, suddenly I was like, oh, okay, yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think bringing back that, it is kind of a legacy reboot, but bringing in fresh meat to it and fresh ideas is really elevated it. It sort of brings it up. I think their casting choices are just spot on.
Pristine.
Like,
yeah.
If you've seen Ted, like when Liam Neeson has that part in Ted where he gets the, what are they called? The Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I remember someone saying, if you liked that part and you thought Liam Neeson was funny in that, that's his audition for Naked Gun, essentially. And it is. It's so good. He just has that dry delivery where he is 100% serious. There's no joking from Liam Neeson, and that makes it so much funnier.
I think it's funny when you look at this sort of thing. With these comedies, you always need a straight man. And, I think a show like Arrested Development is great. And a perfect example of it, where you have like a Jason Bateman playing the straight man, and everyone around him is crazy.
Yes, yeah.
And this is sort of like that, but Liam Neeson's straight man is so sincere, but he's sincere about situations that don't require sincerity.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it funny. And I think that's exactly where Liam Neeson shines in this film, because he delivers it, like he's doing the Taken monologue every single time.
Yes.
But he's talking about the fact that he ate 6 hot dogs in front of
the chili dog scene.
6 chili dogs in front of a perp that he's captured. And then we end up in this situation where he's delivering these lines about chili dogs like with this complete sincerity.
As you watch along the security footage of him having the worst day ever.
Exactly. So I think let's just start by telling the audience, and thank you for being here, everybody, a bit about what we're going to do today. So for starters, I want to get your thoughts about, we've been out for a week now. We've had 3 episodes out. We had our first episode where we discussed June and July movies, and then Weapons, and then The Life of Chuck. So we're officially not just a background thing anymore. We're officially out in the public. How are you feeling about it?
Yeah, great. It's really exciting. I had a few people sort of say like they really enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Or just some of the comments we've had on the videos and stuff like that.
Exactly.
It's been great. And it's exciting. It's scary at the same time, because you're like, oh, we're putting our face to this every week.
Yep.
And sitting here and talking about the things that we love, but it's still, people are watching type of thing.
Yeah.
So that's always scary, but it's exciting, it's challenging, it's fun.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think you're loving it as well.
Yeah, exactly. Same sort of thing for me, where I, for Regent Cinemas, put my face to
pretty much
dumb videos every week anyway. But I think being able to sort of sit here and have a more in-depth discussion is something that I've wanted to do or be able to do for a while. And to know that people are seeing it and people are talking about it and agreeing, or even having a few messages from people who went and saw The Life of Chuck last week after they listened to our episode, and then sort of came back to say, to say that was something that they saw and they really enjoyed it and all that sort of thing. Like, that's exactly what I want it to be. I want it to be something where people may not have thought, I'm going to go watch this beforehand.
Yeah.
But then they hear us discuss it and then they think, you know what, that actually does sound interesting to me, because like that's something that's like important to me is, and yourself is the same. Like, I love movies and I love seeing movies on the big screen, and I think so many movies go under the radar that life, it's a lot. The things get busy, and it's not always super easy to go and get to it, but they come out on streaming, and it's also not easy to get time to watch them there
exactly.
either.
And it's just not the same. Like, having that, you get to come to the cinema and escape.
Yeah.
So whatever's going on in your life, whatever it is, whether it's great, whether it's bad, you get to come in and escape for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever it be. And I think that is one of the things I love most about coming to the cinema, is I get to come in, I get to switch off, and this is the world I'm in.
Switching off my phone.
Yeah.
Turning off my phone and just being in the movie. Whereas like I find now when I watch at home, even like I try and leave my phone in another room.
It's so easy though, just to be like, oh, I want to quickly check that.
I need to check that quickly, and then you're sort of like half watching, and you just don't get to experience things the same way. So without sounding too corny, it's a sacred place,
exactly.
To be able to just switch off and fully engage with a movie. And it's nice to not only be able to do that, but then to be able to talk about it and to have people say to us that that's what they've been doing.
And I think that also is another aspect that I love, is that there already is those sort of seeds of a community there of people that are talking back and forth to us and saying, well, I went and saw it because you guys said it was great and I loved it and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's exciting as well, just to know that there is those people that want to chat with us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think on that, and to address that, the fact that we've had people commenting, and whether or not you're coming to see, whether or not they're coming to see the movie because we recommended it, or whether they've gone to see the movie because it was something that they wanted to see, and then they've listened to us and listened along, like, I'm so happy to hear from people and to hear comments from people that they enjoyed the movie. So if you are listening to this and you see this, like, please drop us a line, drop us a comment. It's so so nice to see. It's a one sort of way, or, between us, we're having a discussion, but obviously not being able to see what people are are thinking as well. So, we want to know your thoughts on a movie, whether you liked it the way we did, whether you think we got it completely wrong. Let us know.
Yeah, tell us if we're wrong.
Movies are subjective, so we want to know. So let's talk Naked Gun. I know we got into a little bit about it earlier and about how exciting the experience was, but when we got to go to Village Crown and go to the advanced screening a couple of weeks ago, and it's always nice getting down there. I know that was my second time experiencing one of their premieres at Village Crown, and the last time was actually for work, so this time to get to attend as a guest was really fun. And they decked the whole thing out, and they had the big feature wall with the Naked Gun, and they had the
caution tape everywhere.
The caution tape everywhere, and
the
stuff
pink
on
carpet.
the ground, pink carpet, and they had the wall to get your photo
the police
taken.
photograph,
the police photo.
The lineup
That said I was 6'6", so
I was taking that.
Yeah.
I'm like 6'2" on a good day. I was like, I'll take that 6'6".
That's it, absolutely. So we'll go, no worries. We'll have that and make that the profile picture so people know that we're 6'6". And it was just a fun experience. It's good to sort of get into that vibe, and straight away you walk in. And I think the big thing for me was, there was an excitement about going and being in a room full of people that were laughing or going to be laughing.
Oh, definitely.
We sort of, that was one thing that we discussed a bit on the way, was like, comedies these days, it's not something that we get in theaters a lot, and you don't have that experience. Like, I know I can't even think of the last comedy that I saw in theaters, and the last couple of years we've had some decent comedies like No Hard Feelings with Jennifer Lawrence and Billy Eichner's Bros that came out.
Oh yeah.
And some decent sort of MA comedies, but they do, again, the MA comedies that get that slightly higher market, and there's not a lot of those.
I think for a lot of comedies, they either went in like two directions of like, we're going to go rom-com and the jokes are going to be nothing too special, or we're going to go raunchy. Yeah. And they go
raunchy.
Yeah, they go real hard.
Both of those movies that I mentioned are exactly that.
Exactly, yeah. So it has been a bit of a hard landscape, I think, for comedies. There's no one sort of doing the traditional old school comedies, and Naked Gun brings back the traditional Naked Gun comedy.
I mean, it's dumb, it's slapstick, it's all of those things that, you know, I know that I would laugh at as a kid, but I found just as funny watching this time
Exactly. There's so many of those jokes where it is kind of that dad humor. I remember my dad as a kid, like, don't call me Shirley. Like, those types of things, like, and it's just perfect. It continues that, like, legacy on of bringing those jokes to you that just make you chuckle the whole way through. And not to say there's not some big belly laughs that you all have in this, but, like, I don't think there's a minute that goes by where you're not chuckling at something that happens.
There was a guy next to us. There was a guy next to us, you know what I'm talking about? And he was like so loud and laughing so loud throughout the entire movie. Yeah. And this is one of those experiences where hearing that didn't annoy me. It actually made me happy every time I heard him laughing. He was laughing bigger than I was every time. Yeah. And then that made me laugh bigger. And I think that there's a bit of that, like, laughter is infectious. And when you're sitting in a theater full of people who are all laughing at the same dumb jokes, it sort of builds and adds to it. So
it has that, like, snowball effect. And, like, sometimes you'd hear someone laugh at something a bit earlier than everyone else, and then you'd just feel it, like, roll up.
This is coming.
And the joke would just continue on. And it's one of those things that every now and then you might miss a joke because everyone's laughing so hard, and the next joke comes and you sort of go, it doesn't matter because I'm having so much fun with this.
Exactly.
And I think that is one of the biggest takeaways from The Naked Gun, is that it is an experience. It brings back that comedic experience of going to the cinema, sitting with people and collectively having a great time.
Yeah. And I think, like, there's this whole thing with these movies where, as I said, it's dumb jokes, and I think the trailer gives a perfect example. It's the sort of thing where, you know, he's saying to the perp, I see you serve time for man's laughter. Must have been quite the joke. And the guy's like, do you mean manslaughter? And he just, like, gives this stare like, And, like, that is so funny, but it's so stupid. And it's exactly the sort of humor, like, that walks the line. It's like, you know, you've made that joke in your head before.
Exactly right. You've thought about it when you're writing it down and you're like,
man's laughter.
Yeah. It's like when you go Wednesday. Like, we all have that same thought. So it's relatable. And I think sometimes people get a bit weird about it and they're like, that's not that funny. And it's like, you can admit to doing stupid things.
It's dumb.
Like, it's dumb.
We all know it's dumb.
We've all done it.
But everybody knows that it's dumb.
Exactly right.
I think the one that gets me is, like, you know, that man's laughter joke makes me think of The Dark Knight. Yep. Where the Joker has, like, taken the clown truck. Oh, yeah. You know where the Joker's taken the clown truck and it says laughter on it, and he's just, like, spray painted a big S in front of it? Yeah, and then he's just driving along, hanging out the edge of it, and it's just like that.
That's so close. Let's make the joke.
It's right there. You know, he's living up to his name. He's the Joker.
Exactly right.
Let's talk Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
So, I know that Liam Neeson's casting was like the Akiva Schaffer, Seth MacFarlane thing. I think Seth MacFarlane produced this, and this is
I wasn't aware of that. I didn't know that Seth MacFarlane had.
Yeah, so Seth MacFarlane produced it, and it's a reboot that they've been trying to make for 12 years. So 2013 was the first attempt, and it wasn't until Seth MacFarlane got on board and his production company took over that they started to do it. Seth MacFarlane has said the extent of his production, he knows that Akiva Schaffer can deliver. He's not concerned about it, so he sat back. Yeah, but the extent of his production was, I told them, you have to get Liam Neeson for this. And they were like, yeah, that's a good idea. We have to do that. Yeah. So that's where Seth MacFarlane, like, you know, and I feel like he's probably being humble, but the fact that that was his suggestion is crazy. And you're talking about Ted and the way that Liam Neeson delivers the line in Ted. And I saw another scene recently about not Seth MacFarlane, about Liam Neeson with Ricky Gervais and Stephen Merchant.
Yep.
I think it was on Extras, talking about how he wants to do stand-up comedy and he was listing it all off in that like Liam Neeson voice. He's like, I want to do stand-up comedy, I want to do improv, I want to do, and they're all looking at him like, oh, is he joking? And then he starts telling this story, and they start laughing. He's like, why are you laughing? Oh, no, because he'd made the lists.
Yeah.
He was like, this is a list of things that I want to do. Stand-up comedy, improv, sketch comedy, doing that. And then he goes, actually, Spielberg cast me in Schindler's List because of how much I like making lists. And they started laughing, and he goes, why are you laughing? And they're like, we thought you were telling a joke. Yeah. It's exactly that. He can deliver things with sincerity where it's just stupid.
Yeah.
And you think that it's a joke. And in The Naked Gun, it absolutely is, but he's not in on
the joke.
He's not in on why it's funny. It's completely normal to him. And that works so well with Liam Neeson. I can't really think of any other actor that can deliver it with this seriousness, the gruffness that Liam Neeson delivers.
Yeah, no, definitely. He just has that dry delivery that it's just, it hits a note that I think just works so well with comedy. It's like we've talked before about like some of these comedic actors that you don't expect to be comedic actors. Someone like John Cena, amazing comedic actor. He's a wrestler. Like he has no business being. And sometimes they are the best comedic performers rather than you typical comedians, because they're not sort of waiting on. They're not. You can't see them sitting there being like, "Here's the punchline. I'm serving it up for you." Yeah, it's very much just like it's a line delivery, and that's what a movie needs a lot of the time.
I think comedic timing is one of those things you're sort of born with, or it's not something you can really practice and learn. It's like either you've got it or you don't. And I think with those, it means that people like Liam Neeson can deliver with perfect comedic timing because he has it. Even though it's something that he's never really done, it doesn't matter because he understands it, and that's something that is so important, obviously, but it's also why it works so well for him.
Oh, 100%, yeah. And I think, so like going forward, like without getting into too many spoilers, some moments from the movie that I think stood out are, obviously Liam Neeson has so many parts in there that are hilarious. Pamela Anderson, though, has some phenomenal scenes. Now,
let's talk Pamela Anderson because she is also hilarious in this movie, and I think the casting has been top-notch. You know, Paul Walter Hauser as well.
Yes.
All of it is so good, but Pamela Anderson and Liam Neeson's chemistry, for anyone who doesn't know, the fact that they are, sort of connecting and people are questioning whether or not they're dating, outside of this movie shows perfectly how
they're great
their
on
chemistry
screen
is on screen, and it's so funny at times.
There is a particular scene that really takes a bit of a holiday during the middle of the movie to somewhere you're not expecting.
Yep. I don't even want to talk about that in the spoilers because that scene
it's better unexpected.
It's just like it's so it's so out of place. I don't even know how to describe it. It's so out of place, it's so weird, and it happens, and it's like 5 minutes of the movie, and this is an 85-minute movie.
Yep.
And they take 5 minutes out for this like one running joke that is so ridiculous, and when and if you see the movie, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
But
it's so out of place, but so perfect.
So perfect.
Yeah. And thankfully, it is pretty much the only one in the movie that happens like that. So you're not getting bored of that type of detour. But it's so great. And then I think so many of the other jokes that come in that do stay through the movie. One that we did ourselves at the start of this with the coffee is just perfect, and it verges on getting a little old.
Yep. But it doesn't.
No. It's close, but
I feel like at the 85-minute mark, that's where they're, like, one thing I remember coming in the next day to work, and they said, how was the movie? And I was saying, honestly, it's so funny. I loved every second of it. And there were jokes that were these running jokes that from the start of the movie, they're giving you these running jokes. And they don't get old. They don't, like, it hits a point where you feel like if they keep doing this, it's gonna ruin it.
Yep.
And it's gonna make you eye roll, but they go like right up to the line of that where it's still funny, and that's it.
Yes, yeah, definitely. They dance that line throughout the movie, I think.
Yeah.
For a lot of things. There's some also jokes and scenes in there that definitely play against the whole woke sort of.
Yeah, actually, I want to talk on that because tone and consistency of tone against, this is obviously a legacy franchise to the Naked Gun series and Leslie Nielsen and all of these sorts of jokes that maybe people will go, I heard somebody say the other day, I don't want to see the Naked Gun. There's no way that it could be as good as the originals. And I think that that's totally fair, and that's a totally fair thing to consider.
Yep.
I would say, having recently rewatched them and then gone into this new one, I was surprised at how the tone shifted.
Yes.
To fit a modern sense.
Definitely, and I think it is something that we have needed. Comedy has always been that sort of release of like, there's no rules. Like we don't, you'll watch a comedian and some people will go, oh, they can't say that. They can. Yeah. It's a joke.
That's what that's like. And this movie really plays into that. Like I felt like this honored the sort of humor that the originals had, and it's just different jokes, but it's not pulled back. I didn't feel like it pulled any punches the way that there would have been, to the sort of humor that was around.
I don't think they
originals.
Dulled it down for the modern day. I think they still kept that.
And there was things that we discussed afterwards that were like, they made that joke, which I can't believe they made that joke.
Yes.
In the modern day, but I'm so glad that they did because it feels like if they had have diluted it in any way, it wouldn't have worked.
Yes,
but
100%.
It very much worked for me.
Yeah, definitely. I wholeheartedly agree that every joke in the movie just worked on that level of it was either outrageously stupid and funny, or it was
pushing a boundary
that needed to be pushed, or that feels like cheeky, but at the same time, it was like everyone laughed.
Exactly.
We were in a room full of
nobody's really offended.
Yeah, exactly. We all know that we're all here to laugh, and we're laughing at fake characters on a movie screen. It's okay to laugh at that at their expense. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's not someone out in the real world.
So I think off this, before we move on to our spoilers, this is for anybody who's listening who hasn't seen the film yet, who maybe doesn't want to be spoiled on some of the jokes going forward. Let's just do a quick recap. I think it's pretty obvious that we both enjoyed the film, but I gave it like a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I loved the film.
I think I was at like a 4.
Yeah. I thought it was brilliant. I was so excited, and I've been raving about it for weeks. I want to bring my wife back to it. It's out today, and I really want to bring my wife back to see it because I just need her to understand my jokes, much like much like a joke in the movie about needing Pamela Anderson to understand his jokes, which was brilliant. So, what about you?
Absolutely loved it. One of the first people I told that it was great was my dad.
Yep.
Like I said, I remember him spitting lines from the old ones. So I was like, you need to see it.
Yeah.
Like, you should go see it.
So you're bringing your dad?
I will try to,
Yes.
I think I might, because I'm up for seeing it again. I think it was just such a great time. And I think it's just so much fun. And it does bring back that old school humor that, not even old school humor, just that old humor that we've missed. Like we said, so many of the comedies these days are either diluted or they're one way or the other. They're not just a comedy for a comedy's sake.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you said that because Father's Day is coming up.
Yes.
And Father's Day is probably ideal for this movie. Like, it's come out right at the right time.
I think everyone should.
Where it's just like, just grab your dad, take him to Gold Class, see The Naked Gun. It's so worth it.
No, definitely.
So let's talk spoilers,
Yes.
which is basically the conversation that we had in the car on the way back from Melbourne.
Yep.
Remember when they did this joke? Remember when they did this joke?
Yes. I think even though being spoilers, we don't want to spoil too many of the jokes.
No, but there was, I want to, let's just talk quick visual gags. I don't want to go too deep into things like the scene that you mentioned before. But spoiler jokes, the fact that they, like, from the start of the movie, the whole plot revolves around a plot device that is, a PLOT device.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact wording of
it. Was PLOT device.
Yeah, but
what it stood for. Yeah, it was something so stupid.
Yeah.
That like just very clearly was designed to fit that. And Danny Houston's character, the bad guy, trying to take over the world, plays it so well, plays it so suave, and there are moments with him that I thought really stood out. When Liam Neeson's saying, I need to see your security footage, and he says, may I ask why? And he goes, yes.
Yes.
And then they just stare at each other.
Yeah.
Brilliant. It's so dumb.
Oh, I love it. There's so many of those little offhand, like, that's a perfectly fine answer to what you're asking because, why not? Can I ask a question?
One of the jokes that, exactly. One of the jokes that also stood out to me throughout the movie, and this is one of the running jokes they kept doing, is every single time they walked into a room or a crime scene or anything, somebody handed them a coffee. But it started to get to a point where they would be handed a coffee and then they would walk from one room to the other room with a fresh coffee that they've got and then throw it so that they could be handed the next coffee. And it just kept building up, this coffee thing. And it was so dumb. Even, the scene in the trailer that we've seen where he's driving on the freeway and he's having his inner monologue and he's on the freeway and then somebody just reaches their hand in through the window and hands him a coffee and he thanks them as he's driving. Yeah. And it's that sort of really stupid thing that would be done in the original ones that continues to play well here.
And I think, like, a lot of people will say, oh, it's a stupid joke. Yes, it is. Just accept it and just be there for the ride of it. Like, I think that's what a lot of people lack to let go of, is that it's okay to laugh at these silly, stupid things.
Yeah.
Like, it's funny.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit before about the chili dog sequence.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Oh. And we see a bit of that in the trailer.
Yeah,
He is eating his chili dogs and he's got his, car camera
police footage thing,
the police footage, and he's slamming chili dog after chili dog and then realizes he has to go to the bathroom and he's going to ruin another suit.
Which I remember seeing it in the trailer and being like, that's hilarious, that's funny. It goes so much further though.
It does go further, and even him running in and seeing the body cam footage of him pulling his gun out and firing it into the air because they're going, there's a line, he's like, police business, boom, boom, is so over the top and so dumb. And then for him to come out and go,
a chili dog.
I want, what should I have? Maybe another chili dog. And even the perp who's watching the footage going,
not again.
Don't do it, guy. And he's like, I ate 9 more hot dogs that day.
It's just so absurd, but like such a good time.
And that's right. And it plays into this sense that, like, we can be silly, and that's early in the film.
Yeah.
We can be silly and we can accept the silliness, and he's just going to add to our enjoyment. And that's exactly what I wanted out of the film. So to get that sort of stuff, to have Pamela Anderson come in and have the joke from the trailer, take a chair. I will take a chair, thank you. I think that joke actually is her going, take a chair, and she's like, no, I've already got enough furniture at home.
Something like that.
And like even that is funny, and that sort of subverts expectation, and then her going, actually, I will take that chair, and then walking out with it, and he's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And she's just like knocking people out the way as she's dragging this chair behind her. Very, very funny. There was a few little cameo moments and different moments from people who popped up, which was great to see.
Absurd cameos as well that just randomly happen.
Yeah, like some real meta jokes where, we won't say who it is, but at one point they're cutting back and forth between Frank Durbin Jr. and another character. They're cutting back and forth, and when they cut back to him at one point, it's not Liam Neeson, it's another actor.
Yeah, it's just scene filling
delivering the line. And then Liam Neeson walks back into the scene, leaving the bathroom. So it's like this meta joke where he's aware and he's gotten somebody to like stand in for him while he's in the bathroom. And then that person's apologizing for not delivering it well enough. Yeah. And he's like, no, don't worry about it.
You did a great job.
And then they just get straight back into it, and it's just completely just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Those sorts of things really stood out to me. And then in terms of like visual gags, was there any that like stood out to you? I know that in the trailer, one that we see is if we keep going, they're going to shut Police Squad down. And in the background, you see the Spirit Halloween sign being hung up behind Paul Walter Hauser. And like, that's funny because obviously not being American, that's something that doesn't necessarily play for us, but having watched a lot of American television, seeing these like Spirit Halloween stores going up, they always like make this.
They always
as a
take
joke.
over from like an abandoned.
Yeah,
or
it's like an abandoned library or something like that.
Yeah.
It's always like, and then it's like up for a little bit, and they just fill it with Halloween costumes and then pull it back down. So to have Police Squad be going into this Spirit Halloween. Another one that made me laugh was when he walks in and they have a sign, "Congratulations, Frank, 1,000 bad guys caught," or something like that. And it's like that's the way that they've written it, and they've got this big like sign this big banner that they've got hung up in the police department. It's hilarious.
We already talked about the coffee one, which I think is so great. There's a particular part where like one of the coffee cups finally makes it mostly way through a scene, gets put down on the table to like 100 other coffees that are just all on the table, falling off different cups. That one obviously is a great one. One of my other favorite ones is just the things that happen in the background. So there's like a scene where they're testing out an electric car.
Yep.
And they just do everything wrong. It pulls stuff out of the wall, and then all of a sudden you've just got all of these inmates escaping out.
It pulls the brick out of the wall, and then all of the prisoners can escape.
And Frank looks in the mirror and he goes, "Oh, the city's going to hell." Like, not knowing that it's him the whole
it was
time.
like he's just been responsible for this.
Yeah, so there's so many things like that where you catch something in the background and you're like, that is ridiculous, but so funny. And I think that it's perfect use of the frame that they're living in. Yeah. There's sort of something going on everywhere. Yeah,
and they are relentless with that, and I think that's the next thing that I want to talk about is like how you felt in terms of the pacing. And I know that a lot of people are saying it's sort of relentless with its jokes, and I felt that, but I felt that as a positive. So like,
definitely.
It was not a lot. They didn't give you a lot of time to. They didn't give you a lot of time to breathe between jokes. It was just snap, snap, snap.
Yeah, which, like we mentioned, every now and then you would miss a joke because everyone's laughing so much.
Yeah.
And you get on to the next one, and then you'd be like, "Oh wait, what was that one?" Like. Which I think has some rewatch value of when you go back to watch it again, you're going to be like, "Oh, I missed that joke last time." Like,
exactly. And that's part of why I'm so keen to go back. And, I feel like I'm going to be that guy who's like watching a movie with having seen it with someone who hasn't watched it. And I'm going to be like looking at my wife like this, just,
are you ready for this?
Just get ready, the joke's coming. But, there's no time to do that because the jokes are just so snappy, which is so great. I know that there's been discussion on plot. There's been discussion that maybe the plot's a bit thin, or that the jokes are too raunchy or too, old jokes, that sort of thing. I personally didn't find that, and I've seen a couple of reviews. Like, for the most part, the reviews have been very positive on this film. I know that there was some. I saw The Australian give it a 1 star, which blows my mind because I feel like you've just missed the point completely by that point. Like, to me, I'm going, like, they're, again, saying it's too raunchy, I didn't find it, like, was that raunchy.
I don't think it was raunchy by any means, apart from one particular scene.
But it's that style of humor, like, if you're someone who isn't going to like that humor and you're reviewing a film, and you're going into it, and you know that that's the only way I can see it. Like, it's not that you're not that audience.
Yes.
But I look at it, and for me, again, The Lonely Island. That's my style of comedy.
Yep.
And Akiva Schaffer directed it, so I know going into this, it's my brand of comedy. I think in terms of demographics for this film, anyone who grew up with the original Naked Gun films. And liked the original Naked Gun film, it's going to be your sensibility, it's going to be your humor. Anyone who likes or grew up with The Lonely Island, or likes I Think You Should Leave, or likes that style of comedy that is just stupid comedy, this is for you. It's going to work well for multiple generations because of that.
Oh, I think so. There's just so many jokes in there and I get where people, like you said, people will arc up against it and be like, "Oh, these jokes are too far or too raunchy or whatever, that's not for them. It's just plain as day. It isn't for you then. But I think a lot of people just need to release and let go.
Yeah.
And stop worrying about hurting feelings and just go, I'm here to enjoy a movie.
Yeah.
So I think going in with that mentality of this is going to be stupid, it's going to be funny, the jokes are going to go a little bit too far or something like that. Going in with that mindset is really going to help your experience. If you go in being like, oh, this is going to be bad or this is going to be too much, I don't know why you're there in the first place. First of all,
I think Australian sensibility and Australian humour leans to that sort of more British style of comedy, but I feel like this film is one of those ones where it's a bit slapsticky, it's a bit over the top, it's a bit dumb Monty Python-esque humour, and
within reason,
you know, it's sort of got that where it's dumb sight gags and stupid jokes and things that we would laugh at as Australians typically anyway.
I think so.
So I feel like it's going to fall into that realm where it's maybe not too American for people who maybe don't love American humour, but it's not all the way British. It's sort of like in this sweet spot of like, again. If you like the original films, it's going to be your life. Yeah, it's
and like you said, if you like Lonely Island, again, same type of vibe. Like it's definitely sitting into that niche of. It's not even that small of a niche, really.
It's huge.
It's massive. Like how many people I know that you can start singing a Lonely Island song to, and they're like, I know that song.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane, Family Guy.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
if you love Family Guy, you're going to love this.
Yeah.
It's that same
any of those
vibe,
sorts of things. Ted, Family Guy, like those are the minds behind it. That's the style that it's going to be. I personally found it to work on multiple levels, and I just think it's definitely worth going to see. And I will be coming back. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Definitely worth seeing in the cinema with an audience if you can.
Yeah.
So try and get to it while there's still an audience seeing it, I think.
So we're going to go from action movie to action movie here and start our new segment, which every week we will be watching a trailer from an upcoming movie that we're excited about. And this week we have Fight or Flight.
Yes.
So
I was going to call it Flight Path. I don't know why.
Flight Path.
Yeah.
Flight Path came out with Mark.
Oh, that was the Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah. Fight or Flight, Josh Hartnett. Josh Hartnett with bleach blonde hair. And so let's check it out and talk about it.
Sounds good.
All right. We just watched the Fight or Flight trailer and it looks like a lot of fun. So from the team behind John Wick,
which is always a plus.
Which is always great. And Josh Hartnett. It looks like a lot of fun. I've been jokingly referring to it as Bullet Plane because I loved Bullet Train a lot. And this sort of has that same sort of vibe.
Yeah, it's definitely got a similar presence of like, hey, we're in a metal tube.
Yep.
There is an assassin who has now been had a hit put out on him by all the other assassins. And those assassins happen to be on our metal tube.
On our metal tube. So let's gather this from the trailer. So the trailer basically puts Josh Hartnett as an assassin who needs to take out this character, the Ghost, that we don't know who that is. And he's told by these people, you'll get your life back if you can do this. But then when he gets on the plane, we sort of get a realization, everyone's put out a hit on this, the Ghost. And Josh Hartnett realizes, this plane is full of killers. And it looks like, trouble ensues from there. It looks like a lot of fun. The visuals sort of have that like really punchy action comedy style visuals where we're sort of seeing just sort of silly things happen in a way that I think the John Wick team is actually really good at doing.
They take like everyday things and then just we're going to weaponize it. Like the cart that you would use on a plane.
Drinks cart. And you know, all of us have been in a situation where we've been on a plane and seen someone or had their knees hit by the thing coming past.
I would hate to have it to my face.
Exactly. So that looks super fun. It's one that I'm really excited about. And I love Josh Hartnett. I think Josh Hartnett's great.
Give me any 90s movie star and in a new movie, a new action movie, I'm in. Like, I love when they bring back these old stars that haven't been around. Yeah, easy sell. Like, they haven't been in many things lately or anything like that, and then they bring them back and they're like, hey, we're going to make them just
big again. Let's just
let's make them big again. Let's let them like punch the hell out of people and
exactly. We're here for it. I'm living for Josh Hartnett's bleach blonde hair in this trailer. I'm living for it. I think it's fantastic. And
are we going to see this next week?
Next week. That's the plan. That's the plan.
Come on back, and Luke will have bleach blonde hair.
Bleach blonde hair. I'll rock up wearing a wig like Dwight in The Office in that one episode where he bleaches his hair. And it's also cool to hear that Josh Hartnett did all of his stunts for this movie. So
yeah, right. That's pretty awesome. You know, I think one of the things that the John Wick producers and filmmakers behind the John Wick franchise, they've kind of split off into two different camps that do movies. What they do so well is obviously action, but in getting the cast to do their own stunts, or at least a lot of their stunts. Like obviously we can't have them doing all the super duper dangerous stuff, but
it's fun for them.
It's fun for them. It makes things look real.
Yep.
Things look better. They have more impact. It's much more fun to watch.
And that team came from the stunts department. So like coming from the stunts department and having an understanding of that and then moving into filmmaking, you have a sensibility around what's going to work, what's going to look a certain way, and then you can design things in a way where it's going to work that maybe directors who haven't had that experience can't do. Anyway, Bullet Plane, Fight or Flight, it looks great. It looks so much fun. And it's out, I think, September 4th.
Yeah, cool.
So, we'll definitely be watching that. I'm excited for that one. I think that's going to be heaps of fun. And, you know, if it's anything like Bullet Train...
I adored Bullet Train.
Bullet Train was a surprise hit for me. So, Fight or Flight, you've got a lot to live up to, but I hope that you can deliver.
Yes.
And, I guess that's it. Like, That's
it for our trailer reaction.
That's it for our trailer reaction, and that's going to be it for our episode for the week. So, final thoughts, Naked Gun, so much fun, worth seeing.
Yep, loved it. Go see it with an audience.
Yep.
Take your dad.
Take your dad. Father's Day is coming up, and Dad needs to see this movie.
It's dad joke central, really.
Dad will love this movie. So Father's Day is coming up. Take Dad to see it. It's so worth it. And I also want to just thank Paramount for inviting us to go see the movie early. It was really nice to get an opportunity to do that.
It was such a fun experience, and like to take care of us amazingly.
Yep.
You know, you rock up and they're like, here's a drink, here's this, have your photo taken.
Please keep inviting us, Paramount. That would be fantastic. You've got plenty of movies coming out that we would like to see.
Definitely.
And that's going to be it for the week. So to everyone who joined us at No Bad Seats, thank you so much. We love seeing you here. We want to know your thoughts. Make sure you drop a comment, like and subscribe, all of that. That's the first time I've said that. Look at us.
Here we go.
We're real now. Like and subscribe and follow along because we're going to be doing this a lot. We're going to be doing this every week and we hope that you enjoy it and we want to hear your thoughts. So let us know whether you like the movie, whether you liked us. Are we, doing things right for you?
Are we doing all the things?
That's right. Let us know. Sam, thanks for being here as always.
Thank you for having me again.
And next week next episode rather, because we're about to go and watch it now, we're going to go watch Relay, which is Riz Ahmed and Lily James.
Lily James, very excited.
And it looks like a lot of fun. That's a road show, and we're keen for that. So tune in to the next episode where we break down Relay.
Yeah,
all right.
We'll do it. We'll see you then.
See you then.